In this lesson, I want to show you just a little bit more about customizing certain tools and your views of them, and then quickly show you how to use the help section, which is a great resource. I kind of already went into the fact that you can move your toolboxes around wherever you want, change the shape of them with the little arrows here, remember, make it long or short and all that. And your palettes over here, you can grab the whole palette, which is everything, every tab within it, move it around. Like I said, make it as big as you want. Let's open a picture just so you can see things better. I just minimized that. Let's open this boat. Alright, so there's the navigator palette up there. So I've dragged it back over here. So you could minimize all your palettes if you want. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can. I like to make them. Well, see, that one's too long. So I'm going to shorten it up. Move this one down. Move this one down. Expand this one a little bit. Oh, see, that one's too big. That one back there. So let me... There we go. Just was able to grab it. So you can make it as small as you want too. Isn't that kind of neat? Okay, this is what I was going to try to show you before, and I don't think you were able to see it. So if we go off, click that little arrow right there. This is the color swatch, remember? With the color palette. You can have fun with styles later, by the way. Alright, so let's say we're on swatches. Now there's options within swatches. So let me move this up a little higher so you can see it better. Up here. Alright, so now, if we click on that little arrow, we can choose the large list, and that's a list view, right? We can have the small list, small thumbnails, that's the one I kind of like, reset swatches, load swatches, save swatches, and then all sorts of different options here below. Anyway, I just want to show you that within each palette there's options. So if we take the this palette, let's move this one back down here. Grab this palette, move them over here, and we're given palette options within the navigator. Not many there. The histogram, which we'll get into a little bit later. So depending on which tab you're on, you can click this little caret and it'll give you different options. So let's move this back over. Alright, and under layers there'll also be some other options I'll show you here. Yeah, you see new layer, duplicate layer. We're going to get into a lot of those. Convert, animation options, color channels here, and paths. Alright, so those are some of the ways you can customize the view. And see how that moved this shortcut pane over. Alright, I'm going to exit out so that I can see this better. Alright, the help menu. That's what I want to get into. I'll fix these later. So help. Photoshop help. This is going to be the one you're going to use the most. So let's click on that. And it looks basically like most other help sections. And we have plus signs, which shows that there's topics below here. This is the table of contents, and just like other helps, there's indexes that you can search by letter. Everything under D, for instance. And very specific things under the index. So the table of contents, you have resources, what's new, the workspace, and then you can search for specific things like certain tools, like the zoom tool, right? We use that. You hit enter, and you're given a lot of options. You can hit the back arrow just like on your web browser to get back to the previous section. And oh yeah, we'll get into this in a minute. There's a specific thing in Photoshop help I'll show you in the next lesson. But you got About Photoshop. Okay, you've seen a lot of this stuff before in other programs. System info. Photoshop Online. Basically, if you're connected to the internet, this will just take you to the web page. And let me bring it up for you. Oh, I'm not connected to the internet. But basically, you get to see what's new with the website, but more importantly, if there's any updates to Adobe. But it really, as far as updates, you're going to accomplish that by going under Help and Updates. And right now it says that there's all these updates, but I'm not going to install them because I'm not sure if you, the person taking these tutorials, have updated Photoshop. So I'll just not update in this case. You can remind me later. But this is the section under Preferences that you're going to want to take note of. Automatically check for updates every week, or you can choose every month. Download them automatically, notify me when they're ready to be installed, or ask me. Choose the applications to update. So really, as far as updates, if you have that set in there, you're not going to need to go to the website to check for updates. It's going to automatically pop up. I'm just going to hit quit here. So the help section, the updates, that's some crucial information for you. And a little more information on customizing your palettes and your different views.